Hello and welcome everyone to episode 199 of One Piece at a Time, the One Piece read-through podcast where we read and discuss 5 chapters of the One Piece manga each and every week. I'm your host, Derrick Bittner, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host and freelance letterer, Brandon Bovia. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm, of course, freelance letterer extraordinaire, Brandon Bovia, and it feels weird that this is episode 199. I kind of wish this was episode 200.
Oh, it would have been perfect. It was episode 200. Like, not completely perfect, but damn close to perfect with the way it's all set up.
I think this will still work out fine, but just like I feel like as sort of like an event, right? Like this is sort of the section.
Right. It's just like
but I feel like it as 199 is still kind of the, it's the transition, right? I think it still works, but it doesn't have that like zest factor to it.
Yeah, as I get to it, it's just like good God, like so much more of a ramp up than I would have imagined.
Yes. Yeah, that was the really big standout thing for me. Like the first 2 sets that we've been through were like, pretty standard fare, pretty fine. And then like in classic Oda fashion, right? He finds a way to just he like flips the table basically, right? Like the status quo just gets thrown out. And we're like, all right, here's a new situation we're in. What do we do?
I immediately, like once it all goes down, and of course we'll go in more depth once we start talking about the chapters proper. I immediately get a sense of, oh, Kaido is One Piece Frieza. This is Namek.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's that. I mean, I might have made the same comparison with Whole Cake, but this, like, with Kaido's personality and just how he is presented, like almost more so than Big Mom. Like, holy crap.
I mean, he is basically like sort of the prototypical like evil emperor almost. Yeah. Not intended, being an actual emperor of the sea. But he does feel like the kind of like, I'm in charge of, he's the top boss of like an evil capitalistic empire. He's a businessman basically. Ruining the good natural flora and fauna of Japan.
That's a good way to put it. Oh God. I'm blown away by what
it's hard to know where it's going to go next.
Where is Wano going at this point? That's the big question here.
Yeah, well, that's the funny part because we had that question last week, and I knew this was coming, and I was like, well, that doesn't answer that question, which is kind of really raises more questions. Like, all right, what now?
I guess we'll find out eventually because, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's starting to make sense why this thing is so friggin' long.
Yes, yeah. I feel like that's sort of key about having this stuff happen here, right? I feel like it is sort of like, okay, just like kind of, what you need to do. Sort of, we have sort of the raid on Onigashima in a broad sense, but sort of the like what it will actually take to achieve that end, like we got some work to do.
Yeah, I mean, we just sped run Alabasta where, Luffy is doing well, and then handling all the Baroque work agents just fine, and then meeting Crocodile and then being down there. It's like, no, we're just fast tracking to Crocodile. I was like, no, there's a gap. There's a gap here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So let's get into it with chapter 921, Shutenmaru. And get a color spread once again where we're getting the Tokyo Girls collection. Chopper wearing his Support Girls t-shirt, which, all about. And getting a bit of a fashion show from the ladies of One Piece here. We got Big Mom, of course, getting a flower dress. I love Vivi's hat. Something about Vivi's hat.
My queen.
Yeah, it's just perfect. Hancock is fine. Yeah, nothing too great.
Honestly, best in show, Perona, shout out. I think she's got the best fit here.
I'd agree. I think Perona has the best fit. I think Robin number 2. Nami's fine.
I think Tashigi might have the worst one.
Tashigi has the worst. Her posing is not helping. Like it took me a while to even realize that was Tashigi.
Yeah, it also took me a while to realize, oh, that's Shirahoshi in the background.
Yeah, she's just off panel somehow, so I don't know.
She's just that huge.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like I feel like Perona, Robin, and Vivi definitely are top 3 from this set.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? All fine. Okay with.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Nami stealing Doflamingo's whole flow though. That's a little dirty.
Yeah, she really is. Oh no.
But I guess she is a thief, so it works.
That is sort of her thing. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, fashion thief.
Oh gosh, but let's get into the chapter itself, and we're going to learn a little bit more about Onigashima. The base of operations for Kaido and the Animal Kingdom pirates. So they have to cross the sea even to reach it, but it's not too far. It's visible from the shore. So, don't need to be amazing ships that they need to procure for that day. And turns out the Fire Festival is, everybody celebrates each year because Kaido is held to be a deity who protects Wano.
Yeah.
And at first
I feel
you're
like that is sort of another... It's another missing piece of the propaganda, I feel like, with sort of the Orochi shogunate,
Yes, you don't quite get that. And when I hear I know Kaido's strong, but it didn't click with me. It's like, why is he to deity level? This set certainly answers that. Because God.
Yeah. Certainly, you're kind of building up expectations.
So Orochi leads a shogun procession on a pilgrimage to Onigashima to pay tribute, but it's just a pretext for a feast for the magistrates and the Animal Kingdom. So they're all going to get drunk, carry on like a bunch of fools. They get to bust in and take out the leader.
We're just going to invade them.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this because like I said last week, right? Like this is sort of this feels like the first kind of, revolutionary uprising where we're kind of, there is a plan. We are kind of we're bringing the fight to them this time.
Yes. And it kind of had that with Big Mom towards the end, thanks to Beige. And we saw how well that worked. Yeah. And I already, a hole has already appeared, not in this chapter, but from reading later on, it's like, oh, Kaido's always drunk. This is not going to work.
True.
Oh, True. God. I love it's funny going back to this point. It's like, there's a problem. There's a flaw here. Yes.
Well, the goons will be drunk. They'll be
True.
Easy to take care of, but
True.
The alcohol doesn't work. That doesn't work on him.
Which is kind of the biggest issue, but of course Sanji is in flirt mode with Kiku. She's like, oh, witness my heroics and you might just fall in love with me, rather than the pervy samurai is like, oh no, she's actually super tough, Sanji. And that's when Kinemon is like, oh no, I'm married. She's just a comrade.
Yeah.
And it turns out,
which is good that we had that cleared up. Yeah. Yes.
Utsuru is his wife.
Yeah,
which
what are those random little details?
Yeah, not a bad catch there, Kinemon.
Not a bad catch. Not a bad catch.
Yeah. And he's a little too nervous to see her yet, so and Sanji's immediately upset. It's like, you can't have all the ladies. You're married. It's not fair. It's just like, shut up.
Yeah, and it's just like all of this happening in the middle of the expeditions. Nami's like, shut up.
Yeah. Again. Sanji can only act like this because, thanks Pudding for taking away that memory.
Right.
That final moment.
I see this as, it's just, I'm happy he's back
act.
to his old self. Yeah. We know what you're really thinking on the inside, Sanji.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they've designed a symbol to communicate a bunch of stuff. They got the rebellion reversed crescent moon. They have it takes place in the Fire Festival, so that's why I got the flames. It's the twilight second hour of the bird at Habu Port, with all the other indications. It's, two birds over on fire over a pit viper, Habu. So clever. Actually, that's actually pretty cool. Like if you.
Yeah, and the goose is also we saw that as sort of like the family crest back on Zou. So the sort of the use of the goose here. I don't think there's. I'm not like watch out for that alluding to anything. It's just interesting that it came up again. It seems to be sort of like the symbol for Kozuki, and sort of just maybe their reign over Wano in general. I don't know.
Yeah. So
along of course with the moon.
Right. Basically, the plan is to distribute the flyers to as many people, so those who are in the rebellion who do want to rebel can see it and stand up and do something about it. This is their way of building up their army from within Wano.
Yes.
So we gotta, we spread our comrades throughout the land to maximize our reach. That's why we got Zoro and Usopp doing their thing in the capital, and Luffy's like, "Oh, I know Zoro's not helping with that at all."
I wonder how much progress he made on that, if any at all.
Probably none, but thankfully we got Usopp there.
Yes.
And we got Frankie helping out with as working as an apprentice for that carpenter we saw earlier, so he can get the plans to Kaido's mansion to keep tabs on the movements of Orochi's forces. That's why Robin became a geisha to get that information. And
which of course Sanji's like, oh,
God, I have to see that. I want to see that.
Yeah.
And Brook apparently will be able to help them get food in the capital. So he's like, I don't know how, but okay, sure.
Yeah.
And because Nami can control the weather, she's going to be a kunoichi, female ninja, and that gets Sanji's attention. Well, his cooking will attract attention and help us in quest to find others. Carrot and Chopper are going to help, and Kiku are going to go help Dogstorm. And then, I love how Nami's like, okay, this is what a ninja looks like. I've got my leaf on my head, so Kinemon can do his garb jutsu. And
of course,
he just sexifies her.
Yeah. Which, hey, we did. It took us a while, but we got our first Nami outfit change of the arc.
That is true. That is true.
I quite like this one after she, kind of, puts up a little bit.
Yeah, after she's adjusted, it does work. And Carrot's adorable. Brook is just funny.
Yes, he's supposed to be like it's like a classic Japanese kind of ghost.
Yeah, the little triangle that usually signifies
like
that.
Or something. Yeah.
And Chopper's all happy because he's
Chopper's
just being a ninja.
Adorable.
He's so cute. He's so cute. That's what Nami was kind of expecting. Although I like her version of a ninja is sort of the Japanese idea of a thief with the thing tied around her nose and whatnot. So, it's like, she's like, wait, is this really how Kunoichi dresses? And he has a nosebleed. He's like, it's exactly how they dress. Now, let me get your guide. She is a true Kunoichi. And here comes Shinobu. And they're all excited, like, ooh, a real Kunoichi. This will be exciting. And it just comes this older, more frumpy ninja in kind of Chopper's outfit.
Of course, just Nami gives Kinemon just a good old slap. Just like, she looks completely different. Sanji, he's shivering. He's going into shock.
He can't take it.
This feels like it's like the Granny Kokoro bit.
It's so good. And I love how Luffy asks Brook, what are you dressed as? I thought I was a man with panties on a head, but I was wrong. I like how they don't understand the custom.
Brook has no idea what's going on.
Nope, he's just going along with it.
He's just like, I'm just here, man.
But Kinemon's like, you got two options. Hers, which is, frump, or Nami, and she adjusts herself and pushes her shoulders up and doesn't have as much cleavage hanging out. So, yeah. But yes, we get our Kunoichi Shinobu. Kin's honorary little sister, not so much, but her specialty is the seduction jutsu. And Sanji's just like, oh, thank God Nami's here. I'll be dead.
Yeah. I understand, young man. Nothing is more deadly than a mature woman. And
I immediately like Shinobu.
Yeah, she's great.
Oh, gosh. But they're going to spread all out to the various regions until the eventual gathering. But there were 3 samurai in particular that they want to find that will give us each the strength of 100: Kawamatsu, Denjiro, and Ashura Doji. They were once servants of Lord Odin, and he's certain that they're still alive. So we got to find those 3 to really bolster their forces. So that's the mission.
Yeah.
But now it's time to go back to Ukabore Town, where we finally get to meet the talked about Atamayama, Thieves Brigade, who's stealing all the food that Luffy gave to this town.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I was like, oh, we thought they were.
Just...
you got the impression that these guys are the ones who stole from the rich, gave to the poor. No, they just steal from themselves.
No. Yeah.
So.
And I love all these poor little people who we had already met earlier. And the poor old man who's like, give it back. That's for my grandkids. He's like, shut up, Gramps. Just kick the bucket already.
He was almost there.
Yeah, he was ready to die, and then he got hope.
Oh, gosh. And then we actually get to meet Shuten Maru. And it's just a fat, lazy dude, like, hanging out on an ox. It's like, oh.
I would not point this out if it weren't for the fact that we do kind of get this during this set. He happens to look exactly like the guy in silhouette in the middle 2 pages ago.
Yeah, which I did not notice.
I wonder what that's about.
I did not pay attention to the silhouettes. I kind of missed them, to be honest, when I first read this. But upon rereading, I was like, oh man, wow, how did I miss that?
Literally right there. Yeah, right.
He's just right there, which I'm kind of glad I did miss, because the reveal makes it so much better. Because I see this like, oh, it's the typical fat, lazy, good for nothing type character that is, thinks they're hot stuff, but they're just kind of we've seen it so many times before in One Piece.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like kind of reading it back again the second time, I feel like his dialogue here kind of it takes on a different character, right? Or this is like, there's no samurai around to protect the weak and helpless. There ain't no real men left in this land to lead powerful samurai. Wano is finished, and he's just like he's completely disillusioned by everything.
Yeah,
and you could, I mean,
in
for good reason,
it does
like,
show the respect he had for Oden too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but he's just kind of like, man, this place has gone to the dogs.
So all you see is cruel reality. So that's just the way it is. So he's getting ready to slice her herself, which definitely makes you think he's like, oh, man, he is a piece of crap. But this woman's like, I still believe in the words of Lady Otoki, dead woman, and actually he just calls her. I thought he was calling the old lady a dead woman. But he's just saying Toki.
Toki.
And he's about, who knows what he's about to do, but all of a sudden problems start happening in the distance, because here comes Jack.
Jack is back, baby.
A lead performer, so getting more of these ranks going on, and he's riding on some sort of like crocodile shark thing.
Almost looks kind of whale-ish too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what this thing is.
And he's looking for Straw Hat Luffy, and Shutamaru's like, if I don't know the guy, will it change your attitude? The only reason we have let you live at all is because Kaido wants you as a subordinate. And Shutamaru's like, all right, in my case, here's your answer. And then he cuts through him, and I was like, this shocked me. It's like, holy hell.
Yeah.
Are we
Jack washed? Trash. You're trash.
And that to me is like, oh, are we using Jack as a Yamcha? Where we just demonstrate like this guy is just, let's how strong this guy is, and then everybody styles on to just show how strong they are in comparison.
100%. That is exactly what is happening here.
And
I feel a little bit bad because like he did basically try to attempt genocide on the minks. So like it clearly. He's got a bounty of 1 billion berries, right? Like, so he's clearly, he's, not to be messed with, but, like, just that one clean stroke from Shutenmaru. You just don't play games of samurai. It's like, all right, it's on. Like, clearly, there are some strong folks here.
Yeah, it's like, holy crap. Like, the fact that Jack is at that level and he's low tier in this land is insane.
Well,
and there talks about those. He's still high tier, mid tier.
Yeah, he's high within the rankings of Kaido's pirates. But certainly not the only one. But it is this interaction I do think is very funny.
Oh my gosh!
Like, wait, what's going on here?
Seeing this character design and an attitude from Shutenmaru, like initially, it's just like, oh my god, where'd this come from for this dude? This is crazy.
Yeah, lock in. Yeah, he's awesome.
And he's already shouting. He's like, I won't be killed by a mere underling like you. I already lost my chance for a meaningful death. And they're about to fight, the throw down, and they start seeing something in the sky. And even Jack's like, why? Like, he actually looks worried. And
yes,
even Law sees this, like, is it like his men are like, is it gonna rain? Like, no. Straw Hat, over here at once. So see that thing in the sky? That's Kaido.
Yeah, it's a big old dragon. And he comes just like looming like under, like from above the clouds, and he's just like, hey, Jack, bring me those children to me at once. Oh dear.
So, obviously I was aware of Kaido. I was aware he was a dragon man. That it was hard for me to avoid that thing. I did not know the scale of Kaido. I did not know he was Shenron.
Yeah, no, he is massive. Like, and as we'll see here in the next chapter, but just like the scale of like, oh god, what are we actually dealing with here? Like, what does it mean to defeat Kaido? You got to fight that thing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So not great. Might be the single largest like character.
He might be, and Jack already was like the mammoth, which felt like a massive, devil fruit user. And I love how Oda is able to take a concept like the Zoan fruit. For the longest time, kind of seemed like the weakest fruit. It had its elements, but it kind of seemed like the weakest fruit. And then Oda's like, no, they could be strong. Here, have a bunch of Zoan users that just blow things off the charts.
Yeah, you can see the ways in which. Well, I feel like once you start getting into like the mythicals, right? Almost like the Pokemon. Like you get into the legendary animals. They're quite solid. Because I feel like we're basically, they're like fantasy, like straight up, like,
and I think that's the key thing, is
double fruits of real animals.
Yeah, we went from because you think it's only going to be real animals at first, and then he starts getting to the mythical ones. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Well, which is funnier. I'll continue to just jump back to this nugget. Just remember that Sengoku has the human fruit model Buddha.
Yes, he has Buddha.
Which just has so many like bizarre implications.
Maybe there's a model Jesus.
At this point, right? Like,
oh, that'd be something.
Yeah.
Oh God. Let's continue on to chapter 922, though. Supreme Commander Kaido of the Animal Kingdom Pirates. And our next request is Koala teaching the Kung Fu Dugongs the ways of Fishman Karate, which I think is very cute. Also, I love how of all the animals Oda ever drew, it's the Kung Fu Dugongs that have sort of stood the test of time. Like, those are his like most popular animals I think he ever just
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
The Kung Fu Dugong. And
I love them.
Yeah, they're like, wait, so we get into the chapter itself, and Luffy's me like, wait, he's a dragon? Really? And they're just freaking out because, again, they're all the way miles away, and they can still see the form of Kaido just curling about. Like, again, the scale of this.
Yeah, and then, of course, we get that awkward connection, right, of like, oh, and Momonosuke's so afraid that he, turns into his dragon form. And then, of course, the Kinemon's like, of all things to take the form of a hateful dragon, right? Like the thing that took over and invaded and ruined Wano, right? And now Momonosuke, just sort of like a cruel twist of fate.
Yeah, it's very interesting it makes you wonder about their thoughts and feelings about how Momonosuke became actually ate a dragon fruit.
Yeah, that was just kind of like, of all things. It's also worth bringing up again, technically, a failure.
Yes, it was. It's a smile fruit, so which explains why
it is a smile fruit.
We can have a second devil fruit, like of a dragon, because it looks to be pretty much the same. I don't know what. I don't think there's any major difference, just size.
There is a reason why it's a failure.
I'm curious about that. So go into it, or if it's just a size thing. Who knows? But they're all like, "Why is Kaido in Curry without any warning? Like, what's going on there?" And that's when Law's like, "Yeah, sorry about that. Straw Hat, Zoro, and I kind of all blew our cover."
You what?
And then Sanji's like, "What kind of shoddy operation are you running, Law? If there's anyone who doesn't have the right to criticize me, it's the Straw Hats." Oh, must be Luffy's fault. Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah.
I
love how quickly I just Law is always done with all of them. Even with Zoro too. It's like, you don't get to see, like.
He's like, I'm in this alliance. Thank God they're strong because I'm losing my mind here.
Yes, yeah.
So he goes over it. So Kaido's making weapons in the country while he does deals with Doflamingo and Caesar for the artificial devil fruits known as Smile. We destroyed the factories that did the heavy lifting on Punk Hazard and Dressrosa and sent his trading partner Doflamingo to prison. In other words, we're the ones who picked the fight with him. All he wants are me and Straw Hat. So we don't want to expose anyone else. They'll know that all the Straw Hats and Hard Pirates are there if they see anybody else. So we can't kick off that manhunt. We got to be rational. We'll just have to face the brunt ourselves. Your plan is still safe. So what will you do?
Yeah.
Well, wish I could just let him go, but Straw Hat's already gotten involved with the people of this nation. If he starts acting out of emotion, it will affect the plan. So there's no point to the alliance if we don't have everyone in the same place when the big battle happens. So I'll figure out how way to solve this. So just don't show yourself in public, and off he goes.
Oh boy,
to take care of that.
Law, I don't know how much you think you're gonna do here.
Yeah. It's not good because they're panicking in Bakra Town. You see Hawkins being like, "Oh God, he's visiting in person," and oh gosh, I'm already blanking on Lion Man's name.
Hold'em.
Hold'em. He's like, "Oh God, is he coming to execute me for my failure?"
Yeah. And I love these shots because that's when you really start getting the sense of scale.
Oh my God, you just see him.
Just how ungodly massive Kaido is. And even Shutenmaru is just kind of like, nope, get out. We're out of here.
I wonder if Oda will ever talk about how strong Ryoma. It was Ryoma, right? The samurai from his one shot.
Ryuma. Yeah.
Ryuma from Wanted. Not Wanted, from Monsters. I wonder if he'll ever talk about how strong Ryuma is compared to the modern samurai.
Yeah. There's definitely, there's kind of a connection here, right? Like, we saw Ryuma slay a dragon.
Yeah.
And here we have one right before our eyes. So, it would be only natural to kind of make that connection.
Certainly. It should also be said that it's a sick design for Kaido.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's not just like, oh, he's a dragon. Like, he is, like,
the elements that are still there from his, the extra horn, the mustache, the tattoos, the scar. Like,
even the scales, he still has them in his human form, too. Like, it is, like, that's a villain right there, right? Like, it's fun. I love Big Mom, and she is horrifying in her own right. But also in equal parts hilarious and just complete chaos. And Kaido is just like, you get one look at that guy. Well,
yeah,
just like,
Kaido is just immediately imposing and terrifying in his own way. Big Mom has to be explained a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny I say that though, because like right as this is happening, he gets one look at Shutenmaru and he's like, "I remember you," and you thought there's a little flashback where. Apparently they fought at some point in the past.
Yeah.
And then he says it's all in the past. If you agree to work for me, then it's all under the bridge. He just makes this goofy face.
So I love how even now, like no matter what, we just talk about how imposing he is, but he can still be silly because this is Oda we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when Jack realizes, like, wait, are you drunk? It's like, I'm not drunk. No, he's drunk.
He's drunk. Yeah.
And Jack again is just like, oh boy, he just feels so like he feels like such a little kid compared to what the imposing like terrifying figures from Zoe.
It feels like a completely different character now. Now in a completely different context. And I still think it would have been fine, but like just that one extra scene of Shutamaru just like dunking on him, like it just I think completely changed the context that you viewed this character in. And I don't think it'll ever change back, frankly.
I mean, there's another scene that kind of does that as well. So
yeah.
But yeah, he's basically. But Jack is worried about the fact that if he goes wild, the factory is run on the labor of the citizens of Okobore. It's one thing to make an example, but if he thrashes him out in a drunken stupor, he could obliterate all of Curry, and there goes the factory.
Yeah, and as you can see that, like, you can see Kaido's body just crashing against all of, like, the houses and stuff. Like, it's one thing that he's here and he's huge, but he's drunk and he can't quite move right.
Oh, God. And, Luffy and Law are trying to get over there, and he's like, wait, you think the Okobore townfolk are okay? He's like, this is why you don't do good things for people. And Kinemon's running there because like, hey, turns out that's where Suru is, so gotta go save her. And also find out that she has another husband. It's been 20 years, so she remarried.
No. She hasn't remarried.
Oh, I thought he was saying, how can she have taken another husband? I thought he was upset about it. I missed the knot.
No,
so
yeah.
He's actually
surprised that she hasn't remarried. Yeah.
Huh. I missed that. That recontextualizes that. Well, good for him. It doesn't lead to anything
dedication.
Awkward.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
That's so funny that I misinterpreted that. But here comes Hawkins trying to direct him a bit, and the headliner stuff and all the, I forget what the Jack was referred to before, but it's like, okay, we're putting on a show now. It's like, it's all theater terms.
Which I feel like is interesting given the
Pirates.
Whole. Yeah, I feel like there's an interesting mix of like framing here, especially given the whole like act structure within Wano itself.
It comes across as, what are those specialized plays in Japan? I think they're silent. They have this sort of traditional face paint makeup. I think
it's not kabuki, right? No,
kabuki. Like, maybe like its own variation of kabuki. Obviously, it's not the same, but it's like sort of maybe a similar idea.
Or is it like no theater? I think I don't know.
Maybe no theater. Yeah. Either way, some sort of Japanese theatrics. I wonder if they're pulling the names from, at least in Japanese, and they're sort of translating them for English to be more recognizable, potentially. I don't know. This is just theories. But Hawkins immediately says, "Hey, they're hiding in the ruins of Odin Castle." It's like, wait, is that true? It's like, Jack is like, oh. I don't know if he got that right, or he just got lucky.
He got lucky.
He just got lucky.
Completely BSing it.
Right, he does say it's a lie to contain his rampage, but it's like, wait. It's like, oh God, he doesn't know. He just did it by complete accident. Almost wiped out all the enemies right off the bat. So. It's like people have spoken of sightings of eerie light near the peak. There's only bound to inflame Shogun of Orochi's fears. So if we have these old castle ruins erased while they're empty, it should kill two birds with one stone. So he has reason to point him there. He just got lucky that they actually are there. Yeah.
And I love, we saw this too a bit earlier with one of our earlier sightings of Kaido, where like, not only is he's a bit of a heavy drinker, but like, he's also a very emotional drunk. So like he tends to switch emotions on the fly, where he's like, old memories, Odin Castle, it does make for a good hideout. He's like, those, that's where they are, the ones who stole my smile fruits. And he's like, those hateful little brats. And he's just, they will get away from me. And he's just, moves off. So he's, went from nostalgic to just like, all right, now I'm pissed.
He's charging right for them, whooshing by Lol and Luffy as they're going for it. And then all of a sudden we get the first demonstration of one of his moves, Blast Breath, and just blows up the entire top of that mountain.
He just shot a
gone.
laser blast from his
Again.
mouth.
It's Luffy versus Dragon Ball because they got laser blast essentially.
Yeah,
we got ki blast going on.
Energy. Yeah, and of course Luffy sees that, and he sees Oden Castle get destroyed. He's like, "Oh God, that was my crew."
And Hawkins is like, "Oh crap, he did that so quickly. There's no way to even get him sobered up."
Yeah, dang.
And Luffy's like, "What happened to my crew? What happened to them?" Gone an instant from Law's side, and end off with a gum elephant gun straight to the top of Kaido's head.
Yeah, you look at the scale of that too.
That's the elephant gun. This is the thing that he was using to destroy the ark in freaking...
Yeah. And it's not even as big as his head.
Good God. But also...
Yeah, so...
Oh no. I saw this he's already fighting him. Oh, this is not going to go well.
Yeah. As if you've read One Piece at this point, right? Like the first encounter with a villain, I feel like maybe it's been a little while between Big Mom and Doflamingo. I feel like was more about just kind of get to him. I feel like once Luffy got to Doflamingo, it was fine for the most part. But yeah, this does sort of we're about 15 chapters into Wano when this happens. So, all right,
waste no time.
Let's see how he does against Kaido.
We're speed running everything from the little girl ingratiating herself to Luffy to him taking on the big bad. But yeah, One Piece villains do seem to come in two flavors. Either they are so powerful that they just confront Luffy right away, whether out of hubris or actual power, or Luffy has to find a way to actually get to them so he can deal the finishing blow. And they're not actually that bad. It's just a matter of getting to them. That really is sort of the two flavors of One Piece.
Yeah, I feel like this might have, come to think of it, this is probably the first one of the time skip, right? Because when you think about...
For direct confrontation?
Yeah, for direct confrontation. Because I think about Caesar and Doflamingo was just kind of once you get there, right? That's sort of it. But, this is all right. We're face to face with another Emperor of the Sea.
For sure. Before we move on, though, we do have an SBS. So let's take a look. First up, saying it might be too quick to ask, but why have you been using the sound effects Ben in Wano Country so far? And it's oh yes, you're right, which you've mentioned, of course, before. Up until now, it was always Dawn, or I think in you states it was Doom.
Yeah.
I've been using Ben because it's the sound that an instrument called a biwa, a Japanese lute, makes. However, I've been drawing a shamisen being played instead. So we get to this scene in the anime. I'm hoping they can put on a good production for the sound mixing team. I'm counting on you, Toei. Which I have a feeling they probably did based on that animation team.
It's a great song. It's
nice.
Good. It's really good. I'll have to show that to you later.
Nice. Next one is, I have a question. The women you draw almost always have a large bust, but when they're in Wano, they all wear kimonos, and I've noticed that their busts get hidden away. I'm curious, is it really okay even if Japanese women don't have big busts? Asking the important questions, apparently. Ah, yes, this topic. Before, when I didn't know much about kimonos, I drew chests with their normal emphasis. However, I received a lot of letters from fans who were kimono pros telling me women with large busts would purposely find ways to hide them to emphasize the beauty of their silhouettes, as well as teaching me tips on how they do this. Well, in the end, the way anybody wears their clothes is up to them, but I was convinced that the beauty of kimonos lies in the silhouette, the body line. So that's what I've been emphasizing in my drawing. If they took them off, it would be incredible. Okay. I like that.
Sure,
I do like that he's been influenced by that, though.
Yeah. He can be changed,
He can be changed. Although, it's really funny. I didn't even notice that he decreased. I was like, oh, they're just in a kimono.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think it never crossed my mind.
Nope, not even once. But let's go ahead and get to our next chapter. 923 Emperor of the Sea Kaido versus Luffy.
Oh, boy.
And time for more childhood antics between Luffy, Ace, and Sabo. Time for some beetle wrestling.
Yeah, it's just classic Japanese boy pastime.
Yep, they love beetle sumo for whatever reason.
Yep.
But yeah, the elephant gun works, or at least catches Kaido off guard, because that head goes straight down into that village. I think it's
what a crazy panel too, right? Like just the level of destruction on display here. I love the sense of scale in the shot. Luffy he's a tiny little speck compared to his elephant gun, which just feels just modest in the sheer just size of Kaido here.
It's incredible. And all the people are just like, okay, we got to clear out.
You got a good shot. Yeah, get out of here.
We got to go. It's like, wait, that's the guy who beat up the Yokozuna Urashima and Hodem. He's crazy enough to attack Kaido? What's going on?
Yeah. And
with that one punch, Luffy lands and starts running to back to the mountain to see if they're okay. You know, they've got to be all right. They must have done something, right, guys? And Shikamaru is like, you guys go back to the mountain. I got a bad feeling about this. He's sort of taking notice to everything. So yeah, it looks like Shikamaru is not completely done with this whole plot yet, because he's noticing what's going on, noticing the whole fact of Odin Castle's like, you guys go back to the mountain. I got a bad feeling, which basically he says to me is I got to investigate this. Also, I did not notice it before, but one of the other mounts is a giant Shiba, and that's adorable.
Yeah. That is so, no, it's the 10 out of 10. I love all of the weird animals in Wano. We don't really get, like, there's no explanation for any of them. Like, it's just all here.
Yep, that's just what they are. Oh, yep. God. But as Luffy's going to check in on him, he comes across Speed, who is beaten and bloodied in the middle of town. She just fell to the street from the back side of Lord Kaido's cape. So she was being carried around by Kaido. And, oh, that's bad. You know, Luffy's like...
When, of course, where's Tama?
Yeah, you took her home, right? And it's like, nope, Kaido spotted me. I fought hard, but couldn't protect her. And... God, just seeing Kaido approach her, it's like, where are you going, Speed? I've heard a disquieting story about you. And Luffy flashes to Tama, and seeing her talk about the apple and the Oshiruku, and I'll never forget the flavors. And we just see this trail of blood going from a lifeless body. It's like, oh, hell.
It's over. It's over.
Remember what we were saying about Tama?
Kill him. Kill him.
And Luffy's pissed. It's like, oh, I should have stayed at her side. He is done. And, you know, Law's like, okay, we've got to get out of here. You know, he might not even realize what's happening. Are you trying to ruin the plans? And Luffy's like, nah, if I destroy him now, it's all over anyway. We don't know if Kinemon's crew or my crew or your crew is even alive and well at the moment. So he just shouts out, I'm right here, Kaido. And
yeah, all right.
God, the shot of the confrontation between him and Luffy.
Yeah, the way he's just, you know, swooping down and glaring at him.
It's so good.
Oh, man.
And, God, and you are Luffy, the man who will be king of the pirates. And he just responds with the breath again, vaporizing the area that he's in, including the men that are, I think, standing behind him.
Start trying to run. Yeah.
Yeah. All of them get vaporized, but Luffy jumped up in time, carried Speed to safety, so she didn't get vaporized. And he launches himself high up into the air and gets ready for his, you know, elephant Gatling, and he just starts pummeling Kaido's neck. It's like, okay, he's doing okay.
We've got just a full spread, right, of just Luffy just laying into him with everything we've got, and it gets him to, like, he's like getting Kaido to, like, basically crash through, like, the whole of Okobore town.
Yeah,
and not only that, it was enough hits. It was enough to get him to revert back to his human form.
Yeah, And he's like, okay, that's not bad. And he gets up and he's we don't know exactly how to take his thoughts. And it's also, I think, the first time we actually see his eyes.
Because
Luffy goes into his bounce man form. And that's when you actually see Kaido's eyes as he looks up at him. It's like, ooh, that's interesting. It's always been those sort of like dark pits before.
Right, it's always darkened out, yeah.
And he just gets pummeled by the Kong organ gun. And as soon as I saw Gear 4 at this moment already, I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well for Luffy.
I was like, yeah.
We're in for a demonstration here.
Because it's like, this is all of his strongest attacks, right? Like Gear 3, Gear 4. I don't think Snake Man would be as useful in the situation where you're just like, it's not a matter of like I can hit him, right? Like he's a big target. So it's just hit him with everything you've got. You have another like full like 2-page spread of him just going, just pummeling Kaido over and over and over again. Oh, and it's just like he's just on his back, he's down. And just I'm sure even like from Shutenmaru's perspective, he's seeing all this and he's like, who is that guy?
And you get in the same reaction where they're talking about like they're amazed that that somebody like Luffy is attacking Kaido, but you can see from Law's reaction, Hawkins' non-reaction, the fact that Shutenmaru's like has the shaded eyes, like, okay, he's doing this, but I don't think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Kaido just gets up, seems pretty unaffected other than the fact that he was just driven into the ground. And
and is also still drunk.
And then just responds with Thunder Bagua as Luffy is still, he didn't untransform. He didn't untransform. He is still in Bounce Man, but even with that one attack and he is out.
He just deflates and just
done. And just that response. What king was that, boy?
Just Luffy's knocked out, bleeding out. Luffy got one shot.
And
he got one shot by the boss of the arc.
We've never seen that before. We've seen him beaten, never one-shotted.
Yeah. I feel like that is a good like, okay, this is what we're dealing with, right? And it was it's so funny compared to where we were for the past couple sets where it was like Luffy was always the strongest guy in the room at any given time. Like he was, just like Red Hawk, just Supreme King Hockey, just like Kaido's goons, like working up the food chain. They were no match for him. And then, just one confrontation with the final boss, just one tap and he's out. So if you were wondering how strong Kaido was,
there you go.
Felt that strong.
It makes me so curious because we were talking about this before we started recording about, did Luffy ever get into a direct confrontation with Big Mom? I was trying to remember. And there was that one fist clash between them, which did cause sort of a sting, but no damage to Big Mom. So I was like curious, like what the damage is. Like Luffy never took a direct hit from her though. So it's hard to say how hard she hits in comparison to Kaido because they are ostensibly equals in the whole thing. So I'm so curious about the comparison there in terms of strength.
I think that will become pretty clear before long.
Yeah, but even still,
and it's also worth pointing out because I feel like kind of easy to forget in all of this. Luffy can see the future.
Oh, that's a good point.
And he still got hit by that. There is a reason for that. That is something that will be addressed in time. But even with future sight, no.
I have to assume that Kaido's just that fast. And I mean, it's an incredible beat down from the opposite end to just sort of as Oda putting on 20 odd chapters in to this arc. It's like, no, Luffy's on the back foot. Like we had the escape from Big Mom, which gave you a little bit of hope, but even though it was on back foot, but he did just beat a billion-berry man. And he's been, as you said, styling all over the mooks of this area of Wano so far. But here's the wall. Here's what he needs to approach. And I wonder if it's it kind of reminds me actually of Yu Yu Hakusho, which you've never read before, right? You've never watched
I've not, no.
So there's an arc in Yu Yu Hakusho where it's a real tough fight and they're struggling, but they finally do it. They finally win. And it's like sort of the first big victory of the Yu Yu Hakusho team. And then there's another arc afterwards where they're trying to rescue a demon girl from this corrupt businessman, and they're just styling through his minions. Like they're like placing bets and they're constantly beating them. It is just beat downs. Like it's cool because it's just them styling, and I love that whole thing.
Yeah.
But then they get to the end where there's some like special guy, and it turns out this is Toguro, who becomes the big bad villain of the best arc of the series, the Dark Tournament, which this leads into.
Okay.
So they beat him to fool somebody into like for placing bets, but he's not actually beaten, and he challenges the Yusuke later and beats him down with no issue, being like, "Hey, you want back at me? Come to this tournament and raise your way up the ranks." This reminds me of that, where you're coming off it. We just became a billion-berry man,
and I feel like you have this a balancing act, right? Where like you don't want it to be too easy for your characters, right? Because then it's just boring, right? Like it doesn't feel like they're struggling for anything. But on the opposite end of things, you don't want it to feel like that they're not growing because they're constantly struggling. So I feel like there is kind of this element of push and pull. I think Dragon Ball is always is an easy go-to example, right? Of once Goku arrives on Namek, like it's just like he's stunting on, and even when he arrives to fight Nappa and Vegeta, it's just like after the training, after the healing, like he's ready to go, but then sort of things slowly start kind of going back in the other direction, and then it ends up having to be a much more difficult fight than you might first have thought at the start. And so that's clearly what is like setting up here, right? Because like I think this is a shonen manga, so there's two things, right? We're going to beat Kaido eventually, and also Gear 5 has to show up at some point, because like that we know that's a thing. So like the sort of hows and whys, I think, are going to be the most interesting aspects of how we kind of build ourselves back up
to get to that point. And if it can reach the heights of the Dark Tournament arc, we're in for a treat.
Well, there's a reason why we've got like 130 chapters left of this arc.
I mean, I think in terms of chapters and all that, Dark Tournament is basically half of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh my goodness! Wow, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend that to you. I love Yu Yu Hakusho, but either way,
I've been interested in it.
I think you'd enjoy it. Yeah. Before we move on, though, we do have our SBS for this chapter saying, "All right, I have a question about the building that appeared in Wano. It has everything from roundness, distortion to a feeling of commitment. But is that thing above the sumo ring a hanging roof?" So I noticed that before. There seemed to be just a floating building above the sumo ring with Oroshima. And Oda responds, yes, it is floating. No, actually, it's flying. It's a kite. In order to show the performance inside the ring, the roof usually hangs from the ceiling. Since sumo is performed outside in Bakura Town, the roof flies up instead. It looks heavy, but it's actually very light. To explain that it was a kite would have taken too much time in the story, so if you want, you can think of it as a balloon instead. I was actually curious about that, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Next one is, I noticed something. In chapter 916, when Luffy defeated Oroshima, there was a flag that read Fierce Boulder Axe Gate. back in Volume 1, Chapter 4, there was a character named Axian Morgan, right? Could it be that Morgan was actually originally from Wano? I'm right, aren't I? And Otis responds, well spotted. Indeed, it is related to Morgan. Indeed. Actually, this is actually a joke of by the background artist of the scene. It was a situation of our staff versus readers. In Wano, because all the story signs and embellishments are in Japanese, I needed to come up with words to fill them all. It was really hard to come up with what words to tell my artist to write for each one, so I asked them to just hide words related to One Piece around the background. In that same panel, you can see Jumping Sparrow 5 Gate, Hail 3 Sea Gate, C4 Angry Gate written as well. So what do you think those are related to? There's probably more words hidden in other panels as well. So I like how he's like, oh, it's related to... No. Like how we got that shot.
Oh, thank God.
No, Morgan does not look like he comes from Wano.
You never know.
No.
I have trust issues at this point. With, who is suddenly related to whom.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on to chapter 924. Huh.
Yeah, which is one of my favorite chapter titles.
I was like, what is going on
Especially in context, it's so good.
Oh, I was like, this is that? As we'll see. Yeah. I love that even Sentomaru is getting like little things, requests now for things being done. Like,
it's cute.
It spreads so far beyond just the Straw Hats, and that's fun.
The Straw Hats now, yeah. It's the just everybody. Really, it really goes to show how expansive the world and the cast of One Piece is now.
Mm-hmm. So we get into it, and all is quiet. Luffy is out, and that's the sheer power of Lord Kaido's club. And they're like, oh wow, he's still breathing. And Kaido just says, as I figured. And I didn't notice this initially, but now his eyes are always shown. Up to this point, his eyes were always hidden.
Yeah.
But now Oda is finally showing his eyes.
Yeah, I guess there's no point in hiding it at this point, right? Like it's yeah.
Yeah. And Law's getting ready to save Luffy. Is like, I should have enough stamina to get him away. And just as he's about to, he gets attacked by Hawkins. We learn that, I think this is something we actually did hear about before, that Sea Prism Stone was born in Wano. And only in Wano can you find artisans capable of fashioning it this small. Because I think we have heard that Sea Prism Stone comes from Wano.
I'm trying to remember when that was, but I feel like that is not new information.
No, I don't think so.
But the fact that you can get it as small as just like a little needle is, that's a problem.
Yeah, and just Hawkins able to just toss it in, Pierce Law, and that's it. He's done. He's still, even something that small prevents him from doing anything. So
that's dangerous.
Law's out of commission. That's wild. And I love this interaction. It's like, I don't know whether it's an indomitable spirit or an empty bluff, but he's been glaring at me this entire time. It's like, what? He's just plain knocked out. It's like, at least that's how it looks to me. And it's just like Kaido is pissed looking at Luffy.
Yeah, right. But after all that is sort of an interesting, consistent thing about Kaido's character, where like he's not like, all right, kill him. Like he's just like, lock him up. Once his spirit is broken, he'll be a good soldier. And I feel like we saw that even already with Shuten Maru, right, where it's like he doesn't hold grudges.
Nope. He just like, you just work for me. I've beaten you. You work for me. Break his spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is this the first time we got his laugh as well?
Oh yeah. That's his laugh.
It's not something we talk about too often here, but it was something I did enjoy going through One Piece initially, just seeing all the way the villains laugh, especially in the anime where they actually have to do that laugh.
Yeah. The voice actor sells it really well. It's a good one.
Is Kaido's voice actor notable for anything else? I'm assuming he's probably a pretty big name.
Probably, but I that's not something I've looked up super well.
But even despite the fact that Luffy is passed out, he still uses the Haki of the Supreme King to knock out the guys trying to capture him. This is amazing. I love that even though Luffy's been beaten, he still comes across as kind of badass.
Yeah, and still again far and away above the mooks of Kaido's army. It's just like, oh, he is serious. An interesting observation from Shutamaru, who's like, that looked like Lord Odin's special trick. Like that guy who passed out did that. So Lord Odin has Haki of the Supreme King, so that's good to know.
Yeah, and he knows Law's around, but he's sobered up. He wants to go get drunk again.
Yeah,
so
it's like, all right,
goes.
I'm done. I'm out.
But somehow Law did escape.
Yeah, how things started versus how things ended with Kaido. This is very odd. It's very funny. He's just like, all right, I destroyed this man. It's time to drink again. And yeah.
I wonder, from the interaction between Hawkins and Law, I wonder if Hawkins is a double agent of some sort, because there's no way Law should have escaped Hawkins. It's like he's coming at him with, the last time we saw him, he's coming at him with the straw sword. Law has that reaction, and then we see Law safe in the forest, and he's saying, he's not in town anymore. We caught one, that's enough, but I will track him down. He shall not escape. It's like Hawkins is up to something.
I think that's fair enough to say. Yeah, like clearly, and I feel like their prior interactions too do kind of, you could kind of read it that way.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, and I especially with who we meet at the end, I was like, and the alliance they were forming is like, I think something might be going on here. Didn't think about it at first, but rereading it is like, Oh gosh, but we cut back over to Okabore Town, and everybody wants to apologize to Luffy because he got us all that food and we let it go to waste. He's so kind-hearted. I hope he doesn't feel responsible for the town being attacked. And Kinemon's seeing Suru for the first time. It's like, oh, she's still so beautiful after 20 years. Time has not changed you, but we can't be reunited yet. Which is weird to think that he's 20 years younger than her now.
Yeah, right. Problematic age gaps, anybody?
A little bit, not initially, but now
I love just kind of shoving it in there randomly. Like, oh yeah, by the way, we have just Kinemon kind of looking at things and sees Shutamaru and is like, Ashura Doji. So I guess he's Ashura Doji.
Yep, that's the samurai he is. So
found one, and it explains why he's strong enough to style on Jack. Yeah,
but
and also probably explains why Kaido remembers him. He was whatever sort of battle was there, he was probably present for.
Mm-hmm. But Okiku checks out on the other Straw Hats, and they are safe. There's a sudden opening of a sinkhole. They all survived, but they keep sinking, so they're going to fall into the ocean soon. But they're able to get out.
Sanji saved the women.
Sanji saved the women. I love how they call the devil fruit abilities jutsu.
That's great. That's such a great touch.
But it turns out it was Shinobu's devil fruit, the ripe fruit. She calls it the ripe enticement jutsu. Can ripen anything into a more mature form. And she's like, and Kiku's just like, yeah, that's right. Anything Shino touches will instantly spoil rotten. It's like, don't say it like that.
Dang.
Amazing way for them to all survive.
Yes, of course. You knew they would be fine, but yeah.
It's still like, how are they fine? Like, how do they do that? But Shinobu,
that was
good use of power right there. So Kiku's gonna break down like what's going on, what the state of things are, and time for us to pick up the pieces because fortunately for us, Dogstorm finds Tama, and she's still breathing. Gotta tend to her. We're too exposed, and he's just like, curse you, Kaido. She's just a child. And,
Kaido will pay for his crimes. This is the thing I'm the most upset about.
I know, right? Just look how small she is in Dogstorm's arms.
She's just a little girl, man.
But the scuffle makes news all throughout Wano, this scene, I swear to God, where it's Frankie Robin, and Usopp all see that Luffy made it to Wano. It's like, oh, yay. And they read it, it's like, huh? And the face they make.
They all make the same stupid
The fact
face.
that Robin makes that face, I can't believe it.
That's how you know Robin she finally got her first, like, gag face.
It's so disturbing.
It's one of my favorite ones. It's
At first, I'm like, are they going to show what happened? But I'm guessing that just the fact that he just got caught by Kaido immediately is just like, oh no.
Yeah. So that's
just
enough
pure
of the
panic.
I love all the while. I love the one with Zoro, where he's talking to some random guys. Hey, what you reading? While he's eating wasabi sushi. And
no!
He gets the news and splurts it out.
It's like, you sure you can pay for all this? I'm like, no. Zoro definitely can't. Oh, God. So, yeah, it did not go well.
No, it did not.
Those faces. Oh, my God.
They're so good. I'll have to dig this out later. Those faces are on the volume cover for whatever volume this is.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
I've seen those faces
cover.
Before. I had no idea what the context was. It's like, what the... Amazing. But
it's great.
Time to learn more. I believe we missed this bit of dialogue since Luffy ended up in the news, but Kaido made sure that there was no mention that Luffy was a pirate. Yeah. Because that would mess up the whole.
Oh yeah, there's a samurai named Luffy Taro.
Yes. So got to make that
got to control the flow of information.
Exactly. So we get to learn what it's like to be a slave at the factories. Like, strike the iron, make tougher, stronger weapons, and the capital will flourish. Your lives belong to Shogun Orochi. If you want to live, strike the iron. If you want to rest, you'll die by my hand. And
it's also worth pointing out, this is a new region. This is Udon.
Oh, you're right.
Kuri before, and of course the flower capital. But yeah, this is a new area.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like a.
I didn't even notice because it's still just factory, like crappy looking factories.
Yeah.
But I guess it's mountainous, so something. But it turns out there's a prisoner. It's like here's a poisonous fish. Is like, so what's in the cage? I don't know. All I know is that we throw in one poison fish a day. That's all, and we got to remove the bones first. I hear the fish were meant for executions. Only this one's living off them. Is this one of them charcoal things? Why would we be nice enough to remove the bones? And I'm like, oh, that must be Luffy.
Little foreshadowing.
Yeah, I thought that was Luffy at first. Like when I first read that, it's like he's already in prison. But no, here he comes. Here's the famous new guy.
Quite.
And here he's getting dragged in right now. He's awake. His face is all bandaged up.
Yeah. No, this is crazy. Like, we should just legitimately just sent Luffy to prison.
Amazing. And he's just like, he looks legit threatening with the bandages there. The eyes just poking out.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and the way they're just like, that's quite a look in your eyes. I can't wait to have the light, haze the light right out of them. So like, this is not going to be a great place. We are kind of in the, it's a prison, right? It's a slave labor camp.
Yeah, I mean, he broke into Impel Down, but he was not captured in that case. This is a little bit different.
Yep.
Though I do love this. It's like he's like, oh, he challenges own jailers with a look. And all of a sudden, one of the jailers just gets a fish head, like bones stuck in his neck. It's like,
yeah, which is a horrible way to. You see the blood spurting out of the next panel. Like, he killed that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's fully dead, but he's definitely injured. It's like, that's why we told you to take the bones out. It's like, what's in that cell? Nobody knows.
Like, oh dear God.
So. You're going in here until your spirit is broken and you swear loyalty to Kaido. You're going to do hard labor tomorrow. So we'll work you to death. And we see who Luffy is next to. And it's frickin' Kid.
Yep.
Kid's the one who did that. They both say, I'll get you, Kaido. Huh? They just like, wait, we're next to each other? It's you.
Yeah. Oh, it's you. Yeah.
And this is the thing that threw me off. Wano. Act 1 end. What? Yeah. There's acts in this thing?
We had Wano open with, the curtains opening and the biwa, the person playing on the biwa, or it's a shamisen, but it sounds like a biwa. And so, that I really love sort of like the curtains opening and closing is such a cool, just like kind of meta thing.
It again ties into the theatrics of the ranks that Kaido has for his crew.
Yeah. It's like this is just like a stage play, basically.
Yeah. And I actually had a theory about this and thinking about it. It didn't occur to me at first, but when I was thinking about the chapter, it's like, man, it's still like the fact that we're already at the end of Act 1, unless we're going off like a 5-act play or something like that, it's usually just 3, but it's like 20-ish chapters, if that.
Yeah. Feels
way too short for an Act 1. Unless we have a very beefy Act 2, which would make sense. Just a very long Act 2, short introduction to what's going on.
Yeah,
but
rising action and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so I'm like, how is Oda going to separate these? Especially when I had the gift of hindsight, knowing that Wano is so long, and I'm like, okay, how is he going to break this up? Like, how is he determining what's the end of Act 1 and so forth? And I had a theory, and obviously you can't confirm this, but I'm just putting it out there so everybody can enjoy. I think each act is going to end with a challenge from Luffy against Kaido. So I think we're going to get an Act 2, Luffy's going to escape, and Act 2 is going to end with him challenging Kaido again. But probably losing, obviously.
Right. Because like with, any sort of, we're going to have to fight him multiple times,
Oh, yeah. Just look at Crocodile took 3 times and 4 times, really.
Yeah. That tends to be how these things go. What I will say is it was a topic of speculation for, while we were in Wano, like is this a 3-act structure? Is it a 4-act structure? Is it a 5-act structure? Or could Oda be playing with us? Could it be even more technically? So I do know how many it actually is and how long each one is. That they have I know about where each one begins and ends, but I'll keep that information to myself. Just to let you a little catch you off guard. You'll be like, oh, that's where it is.
Yeah, and this is why it's kind of a shame that this wasn't episode 200.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would have been a nice. I mean, technically, it's nice because technically, we do start Act 2, during this set, but
True.
We just get like the first chapter of it. So like episode 200 will be like, all right, now we're kicking off Act 2, kind of in earnest.
Yeah, this is setting the table. This first chapter.
Which what a way to set the table. We came into Wano, strutting, and now Luffy is separated from the rest of the crew. We're gonna go invade Onigashima in like 2 weeks. So things are not great. And also Kid is here, which is like, all right, we're finally hanging out with more of the supernovas.
I think the other member of their crew, their alliance, was Apu.
Yeah,
so,
which
I think we've heard.
I was
of
about
Apu,
to say something.
I think we heard of Apu, but I forget what he was up to. So I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Either way, we do have an SBS on 924. Not really much we can do with it though, because it's somebody made a spot the difference for a scene that they drew, which honestly is pretty well drawn, all things considered. So cool. That's kind of impressive. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to our final chapter for the set, 925, Absence, and time for Peruna to get the spotlight. Peruna and some black cats secretly making sangria with Mihawk's wine, and that's a good look for Peruna.
I love her outfit for this. Given how this chapter starts, this is canon.
Yeah. I believe it. I believe it. It's adorable.
It's so cute.
I love these. I love these little requests.
Yeah,
they can be so fun. But yeah, speaking of Peruna, we actually go to the ruins of Muggy Kingdom with Mihawk and her, where she's reading the paper, and she turns out Moria is alive. Heard no indication of what happened. What's going on?
This is our first mention of Moria, I think, for the whole time skip, right?
It is. Like, the last we saw of him was like Doflamingo trying to assassinate him.
Yeah, where he got the boss call from the Celestial Dragons. So Now he's out somewhere raising hell, which is great. And God, I love the dynamic with Perona and Mihawk so much. She's like, check it out, I'm so happy, Moria's still alive. He's like, I know, I read it this morning.
Well, why didn't you tell me? This is a huge deal. I don't care.
I just got it. His look, man, or he's chilling out. He's drinking a cup of coffee. It's just like, yes, the world's strongest swordsman, warlord of the sea.
And I love how it's back to Doom since we're outside of Wano.
Yes, of course.
So it's a nice touch. And I love just the back and forth. Like, do you have any idea how many meals I cooked for you? Not as many as I cooked. I helped out with your fields. God. I let you live here. I'm leaving. No lingering attachments here. Thank you. Be careful. Now you're nice. Yeah, seriously. This is such a better pairing with like her as an underling to Mihawk than to Moria.
Right. Absolutely.
She fit.
It's kind of a shame.
He fits your style so much better than Moria.
Yeah.
Girl, he can do better.
Yeah. Although, an interesting little thing, we don't really learn much more about it, but, he's like, actually, this might actually be the best time to leave. An odd subject has arisen at the Reverie.
Oh, yeah, so the Reverie's going on.
Yeah. Or seemingly may have finished.
Yeah. How long does the Reverie last? Is it a week, 3 days?
I think they said a week or 10 days. I don't remember which.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But instead we go to
little bit of an implication, I think.
A little bit. We go to the new world where the pilot island of Full of Lead. I love that name. That's a good name.
It's funny that you love that name because I get to explain a fun translation thing here.
Oh, really?
Because you might be wondering, in some other translations in like some of the games, and I think of the anime, they call this place the Beehive, and you might be wondering why are the names so different? And it kind of looks like a honeycomb too, right?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, and so in Japanese, this island is called Hachinosu, which literally means like beehive or like a bee's house or whatever. But figuratively, Hachinosu is meant to refer to putting a bunch of bullet holes in something. So
right.
The manga translation goes with the more figurative approach, which I kind of prefer. Whereas some of the other media just leave it literal. So
I like the idea of this place just being called Full of Lead. It feels like much more of a pirate
it's
town.
It's a pirate island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The structure there is literally shaped like a Jolly Roger with a whole little bandana and everything. So
I think it's good. I think to me personally, it's the better one.
Yeah. Also, pretty big island when you think about it, because right there is Thriller Bark, and Thriller Bark is not small.
Yeah, right. Yes.
So Moria is raising hell, wanting Teach. He's his bounty is only 320 million, and he's full on attacking and just wrecking havoc on this.
Turning people into zombies.
Thanks to all his zombies. But
yeah,
I don't see too much of a difference in his design. Honestly,
I think his outfit might actually be new.
Yeah, the outfit is the newest thing. As far as his body, about the same.
Yeah. Honestly, he's got kind of like a biker gang thing. Kind of it's like a biker gang plus a vampire kind of thing. But it's just kind of cool. Like 925 chapters in, we finally got Moria on screen again.
And I'm gonna have to assume it's night, because I don't think the zombies can go out during the day that they're attacking like this.
Oh, yeah. Although the clouds are out, so I don't know.
I don't know about that one. And we meet. Have we met Pizarro before?
Yeah, he was part of. I'm pretty sure he was part of the Impel Down escapees.
Okay, I did not remember him whatsoever. From that group. For whatever reason, he didn't really stand out to me. But he's like,
actually, no, I'm like 90% sure now that
he probably is based on the others. It's like, why'd you let him through? The decision was made for us. He wiped out the entire port. He's looking for Commodore Teach and that invisible man named Absalom. Oh, goody. Who showed up the other day.
Yes, Absalom's here. And so I was like, oh, him.
That's the right reaction to it. And hey, turns out Absalom is here and alive, and he's hanging out with women. So yeah, that sounds about right. Like he's
I know.
popular
I
here.
just forgot to contact you. And I love
I'm just having such a
this
good
interaction
time.
is so interesting because he's like, I was really worried. You know, the Blackbeard pirates are famous for hunting people with powers. There's a lot of folks out there really want your ability, Sanji notwithstanding.
Yeah, it's like, that's a bit of a problem. And the thing is, I did buy that Absalom was just here hanging out because,
right? Yeah, like I'm just chilling.
I mean, all they have to do is throw some wind in front of him that he actually enjoys, and he's not being chased by
Yeah,
Lola.
there you go. Like this place seems great, right? Like it's a pirate paradise. You know, like they got like little like beach umbrellas. Like they got a whole setup here. It's a pirate's vacation.
Yeah. And then all the zombies get beheaded, and Moria takes a bit of a wound to his side. I was like, who did that? And then appearing out of mist, out of nowhere, comes Shiryu of the Rain, who I definitely remember him. Still love his design. That's a sick design. It's like, your bad premonition was correct, Gecko Moria. I've got a very nice power for myself. And wait, that's Absalom's powers. Like, and then he looks up at the Absalom he was just talking to. He's like, who are you? And he transforms because he got like this fox ability. It turns out this is Crescent Moon Hunter Katarina Devon. Love her design too. That's a sick design.
Yeah. She's also from the Impel Down folks.
Yes, I do remember her as well. It's just that first dude. She
Yeah,
has the dog fruit mythical type, the nine-tailed fox. So that's why she's
awesome.
Yeah, that's
a great devil fruit.
That's a fun one to have. That's a neat idea. Yeah. Women love her. Women love Katarina.
Yeah.
He's like, it was his fault for wandering into our lair. It's like, oh, you want his body? We still got it. I know you love a good corpse.
Dude.
Absalom is dead.
Absalom's dead. He died. He got murked off screen.
Oh my God. When he was the one to reveal a few things too, like he did, like it seems like he was going to be one of those background characters that Oda constantly has do stuff until, we wanted his power. So we killed him so we could get his devil fruit.
That's the funniest thing to me.
It's like Oda realized, I made a really unpopular character. We're just gonna kill him. We can make this work otherwise.
I do think I can say we're kind of at this point now. We're like, if you're kind of maybe like a C or a D lister, like Oda, he won't hesitate to kill you off screen.
Which is interesting because the ultimate D lister was freaking I'm blanking on his name. Bounce fruit. We fell in love. Bellamy. Bellamy's like the ultimate D-lister, and yet he got that whole.
He got the redemption arc.
Yeah.
Well,
and
would you
Bellamy
really would have wanted
popular.
a redemption arc? Yeah.
What's that?
Would you have wanted a redemption arc for Absalom?
Not really, but I wouldn't expect one for Bellamy either. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So all I'm saying is that at this point, if you are a named character who has been on screen for a somewhat significant part of time, you can now die. That is like,
oh my God,
we are kind of at this point now where,
and the thing is, I'm not convinced Absalom's
with that.
Because of Moria's power, I'm not completely convinced that Absalom's completely gone, but who knows?
He's at least freed from this mortal coil. Whether you want to call that living or not is up to interpretation.
True enough. God, I would have loved to see the reaction to people learning that Absalom's dead.
Yeah, it's such a big thing that is so casually just kind of like, oh yeah, we killed him. Like just
whatever. Shiryu's got his power now, which feels way more dangerous than Absalom.
Yes. Like, oh, now that is a good devil fruit with like a strong, powerful user.
This is bad, and all of a sudden, from the center of the island, we hear Blackbeard. Gecko Moria, and it's like, that's his earthquake. Don't go disturbing the peace here on the island. And Moria's like wants to get revenge for Absalom is like, you show yourself. I'm at I'm at me leisure now. So he's actually talking a bit more like a pirate. This is a pirate's paradise. It ought to be fun. Do you like partying, Moria? Then come ride on my ship instead. Didn't you read the morning paper? There's never a dull moment. On just the 4th day of the reverie, so it must be a week. So it's only been 4 days, I believe, since the reverie started. Is the best idea we have. The captains of the Revolutionary Army buzzed into the Sacred Mary Joa to rescue Kuma, clashed with the Navy Admirals Ryokugyu and Fujitora in the process. Don't know the results, I just know it happened. And then there's events transpiring in Wano where the dreaded monster Kaido awaits. And then we finally get to see Blackbeard's post-time skip design. And I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
Awesome.
It is the completion of what it means to be Blackbeard. The fact that he actually has the full Blackbeard look. He looks like the classic Blackbeard pirate with the ties on it and whatnot. That is a Blackbeard-ass Blackbeard. Yes.
Yeah, that is a good looking pirate. Oh, and also he's got a bounty reveal of 2,247,600,000.
I love how we just immediately Luffy just got beat and we just invalidated the fact that he's a billion berry man.
Yeah. Although not that far off. He's 1.5, not too far off from 2.2. So like honestly, I think maybe just because he's a really new emperor, it is surprisingly low, I think.
True. I mean,
yeah,
I guess that's a good point. For whatever, we don't know. I forgot that Luffy was 1.5 billion. I thought he was still like 1 billion or something like that. So yeah, a little bit closer than I thought. It's only 7 million away, ostensibly. Still, that's a hell of a jump.
It's a big deal.
And
it is.
And we still don't know Big Mom's or Kaido's. Like I have to, or even really Shanks, but I doubt we'll see Shanks for a long time.
Yeah. So there's still some bounties to be revealed. So I feel like it is interesting that we get the newest Emperor's bounty first.
I feel like the older Emperors probably have a bigger bounty than
I would make the most than
Blackbeard. Blackbeard is definitely a danger, but he hasn't made massive moves yet.
Yeah, which is kind of the most interesting part about him, right? Like I feel like that's sort of kind of what the context of this scene is establishing. Like he's just watching it all burn, right? Like he's like, this is great.
Yeah, he's gathering up power, getting his forces even stronger, getting himself established while waiting for like a moment. And you kind of get a sense of what that moment is. Like all the young folks with angry blood like Straw Hat have gathered there while the mad Empress Big Mom lays chase. What do you suppose happens now? It's already begun. The mighty battle for supremacy over the throne. No quarter given. This is freaking Blackbeard saying, we're in endgame.
Yeah. It does feel like that, doesn't it? It feels like the status quo of things is just kind of Blackbeard is just kind of watching as everything kind of like, oh, things are getting messy. And also, I love the reminder, oh yeah, by the way, Big Mom is on the way. Don't forget about that.
God, I'm so excited for this. What the hell is going to happen? There's so many possibilities.
Yeah.
There's so many players on the table. Right now.
Yeah.
I love... Because I'll be honest, the first time I saw Act, I'm like... I don't know if I like an act structure because that just makes me think, when are we going to get to act and finish Act 2? When are we going to get to Act 3? Mm-hmm. Like it feels like there's this like mark for me to like, let's reach that. Where I'm not focusing on just letting the story flow. It's like, let's reach that. It's just my way my brain kind of works sometimes. With sort of a goal to reach all of a sudden. But the fact that Oda uses the time in between acts to show what's going on in the wide world. Yes.
Yeah. No, the next one is awesome. I cannot wait for the next one. It is one of my favorite sections. And so now it's like we have all this happening in Wano. The outside world is kind of at the moment.
Get a little jumbled up.
Yeah.
And
it's just those little bits of information. It feels like it is like we're getting a mini version of like what happens in between major arcs, right? Where we kind of step back and zoom the camera out. And now it's like, oh, the end of an act, and we kind of zoom out a little bit before we move back into the main narrative. I feel like it makes for a really good balance, especially since, again, this arc is long.
Yeah, very much so. But we open up Act 2 proper by revealing Atamayama Head Mountain in Kuri, where there's a fight going on between, I forget his actual name, but Shutenmaru and Dogstorm. And it becomes, it's a draw. Yeah. Amazingly, it's a draw. And our Tengu guy is here. He's like, thanks for everything. I'm indebted. Good thing the wounds were shallow. It's also scary.
Tama's okay. She's okay.
Yeah, Tama's okay. Tama's alive. I just passed out and don't remember what happened. All I remember is Horace Lena trying her best to fight. That's quite some power if it turns into an enemy into such a loyal servant, which somebody actually brought up an idea here in the comments. How they're not quite sure how to feel about Tama's power, and the reveal that she can use it on animal people. Because in their mind, it's very close to Sugar's power. And they're taking away somebody's free will. But because she's good and innocent, it's a way for Oda sort of a hand wave away. It's like, yeah, she just took away this person's free will, but she is doing that, which is an interesting flavor to it.
Well, I think that is interesting too, because I feel like it sort of adds this interesting level of, I guess, morality, right, to devil fruits, because there are some, I feel like the vast majority even are like kind of neutral, and you have ones where they are just kind of based on like how you use it is up to the user, and then you like, I feel like something like Sugar's is like inherently evil, right? I feel like there's no kind of benevolent way to turn people into toys and to take away their memories.
No.
Or even something like Whitebeard, right? Like creating earthquakes. Like there's no real like good way to use that. That is a devil fruit about raw destruction first and foremost.
Yeah, not especially. So, I mean, we see Tama kind of using it for good, but it is there. And I think the big difference to me from Sugar's ability is that it's not as evil. You don't forget about them. They have free will outside the person who directly controls them. She had no loyalty to Luffy. Speed. She kind of worked with him just because that's what Tama wanted. But she she didn't really listen to him.
Also, I think Tama said it wears off.
Oh, does it wear off? Okay. I don't remember
crazy?
That, but I can't.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that she said.
Yeah. So maybe if that's the case, then
I'll double check that.
That definitely helps an Oda's be like, yeah, we can just use this for temporary purposes and we'll be fine.
Right, yeah,
kind of skirt that morality question just a little bit.
yeah. But I also think that the morality question is fine. People with powers can do good or bad things with them.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And I like seeing the people of Zoe here. Like, you wouldn't have thought the goat doctor and the deer nurse would have come to Wano, but they did.
Yeah.
They're healing people up. Yeah. So that's fun.
Tristan and Miyagi.
Yeah. And Tama's worried about Luffy, but even despite the fact that he got captured by Kaido, Chopper's like, don't worry. Luffy's healing power is monstrous to begin with, and his spirit never breaks. He'll be fine. And Raizo is going to try to help get him out of prison. So Raizo's on the case. And
it's cool that they're basically like, everybody else is kind of like, we have our own stuff to do, but like the Luffy problem, like we've got somebody on it. It's fine. It's under control.
We'll take care of it. Ashura, that's Shutamaru's actual name.
Yeah, Ashura Doji.
Kiku is disappointed in him. Is like, hey, just be glad I'm not robbing you of everything you own. Have you forgotten that this is how we started? I was the samurai who put his life on the line out of devotion to one man, Kozuki Odin. I didn't swear no fealty to the entire Kozuki clan. And I love how Kara points out he fought to a draw with Duke Dogstorm. It's like,
Yeah, which
I think that says more about how strong Dogstorm is. Like
yes,
than
I think
hell,
we got to.
How did we struggle against Jack on Zoe again? I guess because Jack got the surprise.
And the poison gas. Yeah, it was,
and the gas. That's right.
All,
they were even for
that.
The
gas.
So,
yeah. I think it is cool. Oda kind of establishing like, oh no, the samurai are actually kind of monsters.
Yeah. And this, I love that. This is an interesting line from Kinemon. It's like, oh, and you better not forget what kind of man I was. I will gain your loyalty. It's like, well, what's Kinemon hiding? I'm curious about that.
It's kind of interesting. Like we're kind of exploring all of these relationships that Kinemon has, like kind of in his, in his homeland.
Yeah.
But I really do like the idea that like, and that kind of goes to show just like Ashura Doji, like, it explains like, oh, he's just kind of like burned out, right? Like he just kind of doesn't care about anything.
20
anymore.
years
like,
under this, like
exactly.
He's lived it. That's the difference. It's like,
yeah,
Kinemon still has that fire in him that probably was in him when he fought Kaido initially.
Right. Yeah, and that it was just a few months, and so living like this for 20 years, and it's like he. Yeah, he's like, don't assume everyone's gonna jump for joy at the return of the Kozuki samurai. Like y'all abandoned this country for 20 long years, and that absence won't ever vanish. So that does add another extra wrinkle into things, right? Which I think is going to be kind of a problem. Is like, do people and fighting through all the propaganda for one, right? Like, do people even want the Kozuki clan back?
I mean, definitely not the people in power. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Just because, but maybe those people in the factories, they probably appreciate it. But it's time to cut over to Onigashima Island. Turns out that means Ogre Island. And says, "Hey Jack, Curry's cut is pathetic. Without Doflamingo around, you know who our next business partner is, don't you?" And he's like, "Oh geez, Jack's gonna get chewed out again." It's like, man, Jack, imagine that. It's like, we don't need more
right.
dead weight around here. We've already got Queen. That's right. We don't need more scum. We've already got King. Got that Jack the Stooge, not Jack the Drought. Jack the
which
Stooge.
They say in unison.
And yeah, lead performer, King the Wildfire, and then Queen the Plague. So it's like we got a card game sets going on.
Yeah, we got
here.
Jack and King and Queen. Also want to make it clear, despite the name, Queen is a dude.
Yeah, Queen is definitely a dude. I kind of figured that one. God, I love their designs.
They're awesome. Yeah, right. King especially is one of my favorites.
King looks hardcore. Queen looks
like
the fact that he's playing with those gears and stuff. I'm very interested in what he's doing, like what his powers and specialties are. But the fact that Jack is just like, I'm sorry, brother. It's just like,
right, like that's a 1 billion berry man, and he's getting chewed out by the two guys who outrank him.
Yep. So we end off with, "Same to you, Queen. How long does it take to break the spirit of a few stupid brats, you incompetent? Oh, shut up, you torture-loving freak." So, yeah.
These guys
goes
are
to
fun.
show that Luffy and too many names. Yes. Haven't been broken yet. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
Gonna be fun to see Luffy team up with him. And those two and Kaido as a team is going to be very interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
So.
Like it is, again, we know we've got so many of the supernovas just kind of running around here. So it was fun that like, oh, we finally got to see what Kid was up to. And it makes sense too, right? Like even under, even theorizing that, hey, maybe oh my god, see now I'm the one blanking.
Oh, Hawkins.
Hawkins, yeah, like we had the alliance, Hawkins drank the Kool-Aid.
Hawkins could have went the Beige route while Kid is too proud to do that sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who knows what happened to
Kid was the one who resisted.
Killer.
Yeah. Also, yeah. What happened to Killer? What indeed? So,
oh dear.
In classic Wano fashion, there's going to be a lot of moving parts.
I'm okay with this. I love the moving parts. I love just seeing.
Yeah, this is great.
What all happens, and it
yeah, this felt like the first like truly great set of Wano. It felt like we got the setup out of the way. We told like a nice kind of self-contained little narrative, and then we Luffy he got his ass beat basically.
Yeah,
Now we're
time to break it all
what
down
do we do
and show
now?
you what's really going to happen during Wano.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, anytime we get that extra little peek outside of the world, seeing, Blackbeard's time skip design for the first time is awesome. Seeing Moria's time skip design, kind of getting that, kind of getting the fallout and the consequences of the reverie. Like, there's a lot of moving parts, even outside of Wano.
There certainly are, and I am so excited to see what comes next. I'm legitimately hyped. So,
yeah, no, this arc is delivering.
It really is. Man, I'll be curious if by the end Wano overtakes Dressrosa and Whole Cake for me, because those two are still sort of fighting it out.
I'm curious as well. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
We'll see.
I was about to say something that sounded like I was sure. I don't think I'm sure.
Fair enough.
So but I am excited to reread Wano, and I do like this arc quite a bit.
Yeah. Before we fully end off, though, we do have another SPS. I almost forgot. So let's take care of that real quick. Saying with Oda, it's actually Oda doing an announcement here first, saying I've got an announcement to make. At the New Year's meeting of Jump, I found out there was a fellow Nakama from the Usopp Gallery Pirates. Starting from March of this year, the series Neolation, NE0 with colon Lation.
I worked on that. I worked on Neolation. Yeah,
yes.
That's one of my projects. Yeah,
nice. It will be serializing in Jump by Mizuki Yoda, someone who previously submitted of the Usopp Gallery Pirates in volume 65. The art's a little too small, but he drew Battle Frankie.
Oh,
and it showed the other characters, like the boys like geeking out about it, and the girls being like, ugh.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Neolation was. Oh, geez, I'm trying to remember the timeline here. I think it was my first Shonen Jump manga when like the app launched.
Oh wow!
I think so. It was not my first Shonen Jump manga. Period. It was like the third or fourth maybe, but it was the first one that were like the subscription and the app, the system as we currently have it launched.
Is this still going, or is it ended?
No, it lasted like maybe 20 chapters.
Ooh.
But the artist does have a currently successful series running now called Marriage Toxin, which I think is getting an anime next year.
Okay. Sometimes it takes a few.
Yeah, so found success not through Neolation. I liked Neolation a lot. It was a manga about like a hack. It was like a hacker manga basically.
Oh, okay. Apparently he was on Shonen Jump Plus that Marriage Toxin ended up on. So
Marriage Toxin's on Jump Plus.
Which is
not the main magazine.
Is that just extra ones or just is that older?
Jump Plus is the serialization is web only. Of course,
okay.
The volumes come out to print, but Spy Family is Jump Plus.
Oh, interesting. I did not realize.
Kaiju number 8 and Chainsaw Man Part 2 is Jump Plus.
Yeah, it turns out
the first part
looks like
was in the weekly.
The TV for this, it's that one started in 2022, still going. The anime is coming in April 2026. Studio Bones is working on it.
Yeah,
that's pretty good to get your manga adapted by Studio Bones. So
yeah, absolutely. I've not read Marriage Toxin yet, but people say it's really, really good. So I'm hoping to dive into it at some point. And of course, I have that connection. I think Yoda Sensei's art is so good. I'm glad that he finally.
I'm just that success. Even that little preview of Neolation is like that looks pretty solid.
Yeah, the art was never a problem.
it sort of reminds me is like Bleach wasn't Kubo's first manga. He had a small one
Zombie Powder.
Zombie Powder, that was it. That didn't go as long.
Yeah. So. Or even Horikoshi. He had Barrage and one other thing, I think, before My Hero.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, but he ends off by saying, "We got another pro. The Usopp Gallery Pirates has become a gateway for pros." But that's not all. Just kidding. But I'm still very happy. So it's a manga about a young genius hacker. So please check it out and support it. Best of luck.
Yeah. You can read it on the Shonen Jump app in its entirety.
Yeah,
like
there you
straight
go.
up. I personally think it was not bad. I think it was pretty. It was one of the better short-lived Shonen Jump series I worked on.
Did it get a proper
It
ending?
was pretty good. No.
No. Okay.
No.
I wasn't sure if he was able to wrap anything
It got super
up.
canceled. It got super canceled.
Good thing you got another chance.
Yeah. I'm so happy that Beerage Toxin seems to be really popular.
Yeah. Then we do have an actual question saying, it's my first time contributing to the SBS. Zoro is in possession of the three swords, Wado, Ichimonji, Sandai Kitetsu, and Shusui. If the power of those three took the form of people, what would they look like? In other words, can you do a personification of them? And he's like, okay, got it. And this is the Oda version. Hold on, I gotta get it over to you because
I want to see these.
This is Oda. This is what they would look like.
Of course.
Left is Wado Ichimonji, middle is Sandai Kitetsu, and right is Shusui.
Okay, yeah.
Man. They're kind of ugly.
yeah, a bit. Why did he do that? I kind of preferred not knowing what they looked like.
Yeah, same. Never asked Oda for the human personification of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I forget what that process is called, but either way, I believe that's all we've wanted to say about chapters 921 to 925 of One Piece. Excellent set. I am hooked. Yeah. I want to see what happens next.
Peak cinema.
This 2026 is going to be a very interesting year of Wano.
Yeah, we'll get through all of it, right?
Yeah,
we should. I think.
Theoretically, we should be caught up to where Oda is now by the end of 2026. I think.
Good Lord. Okay, so
I think that's how it works.
We're not going to be quite caught up, but close.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I'm not 100% sure, but that's my best guess.
I could see us finishing the arc after Wano as well in 2026, leaving just kind of a little bit of the current stuff. Like we are closing the gap. It's wild to think.
Weird, but yeah. Thank you so much for listening, and you can find more of my ramblings and stream VODs over at BitNerd Games on YouTube or simply BitNerd on BlueSky. And Brandon, where can everyone find you at?
I am at Brandon Bovia on Twitter and BlueSky, talking about anime, manga, games, and my job. And yeah, it's nothing to promote. Just follow me if you want to follow me.
Sounds good. And if you'd like to help us out more, you can support the podcast over at patreon.com/Derrick Bittner. That's DerrickBitner to listen to the next episode ad-free 3 days early, as well as patron-exclusive bonus episodes. And make sure to return next time for episode 200 as we discuss chapters 926 to 930 of One Piece. I have no idea if this will make for a good 200th episode. I'm pretty sure episode 100 was the Alabasta movie, so it has to be better than that. So until
it's going to be better than that.
Has to be. So until then, my friends, bye.
Remember to take life one piece at a time.
I can't believe this. He's still breathing.
Of course he is. I don't know if this is a show of will or simply bravado. But that little bastard's glaring at me.